This is a Bulova Royal Lancer I picked up with a CBAC movement, and I just liked the way it looked, and I figured I'd give it a shot trying to clean it up and get it running. Right now, obviously, all I'm doing is taking a look at the case, seeing what needs to be done, if anything. It is gold plated, so as far as buffing it, it's not going to work. When I opened this up, take a better look at it, I was like, well, let's wait a little bit. A lot of these Bulova movements are essentially the same. It's just small differences here and there. I guess it's kind of like you see one, you've seen them all. Yeah, I like the dial. I like the fact that it had that two-colored X. You can see all that powder falling off onto that little pad there. Now what I'm doing is I'm cleaning off all of that powder, and once I flip it over, you'll see how bad it really is. Now when I first saw this, I didn't know what the hell had happened. It looked like pollen. Just yellow powder everywhere. It looked as if maybe somebody had opened up the case back and stuck it into a room full of pollinating plants. And I mean, it's just all throughout the movement. So this one obviously got a little ultrasonic cleaning before it went into my cleaning machine, because I did not want any of that crap polluting my nice clean cleaning fluid and rinse. And as you can see here, the oscillating weight arbor is broken. Just like all these other automatics, just two screws holding down the automatic assembly. Everywhere. Everywhere. All right, you see that screw there? Looks like a normal screw. Oh, powder. Rust. So I tried scraping to see how far down I got until I got to metal. Nothing. And you can see I was able to pry that barrel bridge off. Still nothing. I'm sitting there wiping my tweezers against it, trying to see if there's metal there. And actually, I didn't record this part, but I brought it in front of me and actually started poking through the hole, because if I can't put a screw in, it's only going to be relying on one screw to hold that barrel bridge down. I poked a screwdriver through and it just went straight through. It was just, I don't know, I have never seen that happen where you could see the slot in the screw and it was just completely just powder, just rust. And it kind of amazed me that how did that screw end up like that? But it did. First time. But I've got plenty of extra movement sitting around, so I've got plenty of extra screws, so that finding a screw that would fit wasn't an issue. Nope. Okay, it's back from the cleaning machine. Now, when it comes to the sweep second pinion, sometimes I put a drop of oil, sometimes I don't. It's just a piece of brass that holds it down, and it's not. The sweep second pinion is made of steel, so when I do put it down, it's just a little tiny drop, and sometimes you do have to bend that piece of brass down, just because if you don't, or if it's not tight enough to begin with, what's going to happen is that second hand is going to kind of want to fall. It'll start ticking, but then once it gets to a certain angle, or depending on how you hold it, gravity's going to take its place, and it's going to want to drop down, and then it'll start ticking again, and then it'll drop down. And so you want to make sure that little piece of brass is tight enough. It's flexible. It's a very thin piece. You can see I was able to put a screw in where that rust hole was. And just like all the Bulova watches, that the barrel arbor on that has a more of an oblong or oval type shape to it, so it's not a perfect square like other watches. So you got to make sure when you put that ratchet wheel on there, you put it on correctly. Easy enough to figure out. That's just the pallet fork after a one dip bath. And there's the balance after a one dip bath in the boxwood sawdust. I always have my own little stupid ways I've figured out how to do stuff. So I like to put the balance cock on the Rodico in order to hold it in place while I screw in the screw for the stud there. But when you get to this point, you need a hard surface. You can't do this on Rodico. Otherwise, it's going to push down, your screwdriver's going to slip, and there goes your hairspring. Well, then you got to sit there and fix the hairspring. How do I know? I've done it. One of the things I've mentioned in the past, and I'll mention it now, I have not mentioned it in the past, is depending on where the balance cock is, if it's off to the right like it is right now, or if it's off to the left. If it's off to the right, I like to have the pallet fork off to the right, so that way I can slide it in there and it just makes it easier. If you trying to put the balance in and the pallet fork is off to the left, then you have to go in from the other way, which means you're going in essentially over, say for example, where the screw is for the brass piece that holds down the sweep second pinion, and it just makes it a lot harder. So, I mean, I think this is something most people know, but most people understand, but I just kind of noticed it there while I'm watching this thing and thought I'd mention it. You gotta push that down so it's nice and snug, but not too tight. And a lot of times, well, every single time before I ever put the automatic assembly on, it always goes to the timing machine first, because then that weight always seems to want to fall in front of the balance, so that it's creating a problem when I'm trying to regulate the thing. So it just, that goes on afterwards. The dial, and